everybody, and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to be making some Friands. These are an almond based cake, very popular in New Zealand and Australia, originally from France I think, and similar in texture to financiers, but they're different. And they're often made in a friand pan, which looks like this. It's an oval shaped hole for each one, but you can equally well make these in a muffin tin. So if you don't have one of these or friand moulds, you can make it in a muffin tin. It works perfectly well. And the flavour I'm going to use for this is going to be orange, which is the zest of 2 oranges, and I'm going to drop into the top, once I've put the batter into the pan, some caramelised white chocolate chips. They're very, very nice. I can eat them just by themselves, but I just thought they'd be nice in this friand. I don't want to mix them into the batter because I think with the batter being quite wet, they will sink to the bottom. So what I'll do is, once the batter is into the moulds, I will just drop these in the top. So the ingredients are 150 grams, which is 1.5 cups of ground almonds, 225 grams, which is 1 2/3 cups of icing sugar, 50 grams of plain flour, which is 6 tablespoons levelled off. So I scoop the flour in, then I'll level off the tablespoons, 6 of those. I have the whites of 6 medium eggs, that would be large in the USA. I have the zest of 2 oranges grated very finely. I have half a cup, which is about 90 grams of these little caramelised white chocolate. And this is, I think, white chocolate where the milk that they add has been caramelised before it's added into the white chocolate. And I have 185 grams of melted butter. That works out at just over 13 tablespoons, 13.25 tablespoons. So I'm going to set the eggs and the butter aside for a minute, and the chocolate chips. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sift the almonds, the flour, sorry, almonds, the icing sugar, not flour, and the flour into a large bowl. And this is just to get rid of any lumps. Icing sugar tends to have lumps in it quite often, and it's easier to just sift it all like this. And I have my oven preheating to 200 Celsius, that's 180 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit. So that's everything sifted, and I'm just going to tip those few little grains of almond in, that doesn't matter. And then I'm going to just stir it round to make sure it's fairly evenly combined, and I'll set that to the side. So into another bowl I'm going to put my egg whites, and I'm just going to whisk that. It's easier to whisk in a larger bowl until they're nice and frothy. They don't want to be stiff peaks or anything like that, they just need to froth up a little bit. Just like that. So I tip the zest into the dry mixture, and I will just give that a bit of a stir around to get that mixed in a little bit. It will break up more as we continue to mix. So with that mixed in, what I'm going to do is to pour the egg yolk, the egg whites into the dry mixture. I'm going to mix that together. And with that mixed in, I'm simply going to mix our melted butter in as well. And it'll take a little bit of time, but it will all incorporate. So that's actually quite nicely incorporated, and it didn't take long at all. So then what I need to do is to put that into our mould. Now I think I'll get about 10 out of this, and I'm just going to use an ice cream scoop and put the mixture in until it's fairly level across all the holes, and it will be no more than 3/4 full. So I think they're fairly evenly filled, and I should say that I actually greased the insides of each of the moulds, and I coated them with some caster sugar as well, but the important thing is to make sure they're greased. So with those filled like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a few of these chocolate chips, and I'm going to drop them into the batter. Now I'm actually coating some with a little bit of flour. That's to try to hold them up in the batter. But if I put sort of 8 or 9 in each one, some will sink, I think, and some may not. And what I'm going to do is, once the baking has started, if they've all seemed to sink, I'm going to open the oven and drop those floured ones onto the top of them. That's before the batter is fully set. So that's that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into my oven. Now, as I said, my oven is preheated to 200 Celsius, 180 Celsius with a fan, 400 Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake them for 20 to 22 minutes until they're springy to the touch. Then I'll take them out and let them cool down for a few minutes in the pan before I take them out, and I'll come back and show you the results. So I baked our friands for 22 minutes, and this is what they look like. Now the chocolate chips didn't sink, so I didn't need to put the extra ones in, which means we could actually probably use just 3/4 of the amount that I mentioned. And they bake quite nicely, and they they're a bit crusty on the outside right now, but they're always like that. But then as they're stored in an airtight container, the outside softens up. I've eaten some of it, so this is what it looks like on the inside. Nice and moist. And I'll have a taste again. Very, very good indeed. There's that lovely texture and flavour of almond, and with a hint of the orange flavour as well. And then as you eat the top, you get the chocolate as well. With a nice caramel flavour to go with it. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to the recipe for this. That will take you, in the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye which will take you to this recipe, and I'll put a link for it below the video as well. And I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.